Sometimes it can be hard to find a team to play for. Whether you're an experienced goalie looking for a new opportunity, or you're brand new to the game and you're looking for your first ever team to play for, here are some ways that you can find a team that is a perfect fit for you. So what I'm going to do for our hypothetical goalie, we're going to find a random area. We're going to get ChatGPT to select us, and then we're going to go from there and find out any teams near there that we can possibly have a chance of getting into. And then once we've got the area, we'll go through a couple of methods to find some teams nearby. So I'm going to search for a random semi-rural area in Canada. We'll see what we get. Minden, Ontario. So the first thing I'm going to do is just Google teams in that area and see what comes up. So the first thing we have come up is Haliburton Huskies. We'll find out what league they're in. Junior A, maybe. Okay, so this team is playing in the OJHL, Ontario Junior Hockey League. So it's a Junior A league. So if I was a goalie who was obviously more experienced and still in the junior setup, looking for a new team in this area, we've got an option here. Now, a team like this is going to likely require a tryout camp to get in it, which is something we'll talk about later on. But for now, let's go back and see what our other options are. One thing we can do, let's say we are a beginner and we're looking for a new team, we can just say begin ice hockey in Minden, Ontario. From there, we should be able to get some other teams that we can possibly head right into as a beginner. So I've managed to find this minor hockey association called Highland Storm. The association was started in 2001 when Haliburton Huskies joined the Minden Monarchs, so we know it's in the correct area here. So we're in a local league program here, which gives opportunities to all abilities of players. So if I was a under 9 goalie just starting out, there's an opportunity that I could get a spot on a team in Highland Storm. So let's keep looking into this and see if we can find out any more information. So right here we've got some things that we really would like to know before we get started. One of those being how the league team's set up, so there might be more than one team in one organisation here. What night will practices be? Also something that's going to be important to work out to make sure we can make those practices. We could see who the coaches are, what age group we're going to be in. Obviously if we're going to fall under an under 9 age group for this example, then we're going to have to look into that age group specifically. So now if we look into our registration information here, we're going to find out more about the payments required to gain a spot into that team and any other necessary information that we need to know. So for example here we're going to be a new player, so we've got the New to Hockey Families Respect in Sport Parent Programme. So if I was an under 9, I would obviously be going with my parents. They would obviously have to take part in this before I gained a spot on any team. And then as we scroll down here, we've got information to all the age groups, so under 7 to under 18, and we've got our registration fees here. Before we've even contacted anyone, we know the funds that we're going to have to part with in order to gain a spot. Let's say I am an under 9 and I'm looking to start as a goalie. So we have under 9s blue, under 9s yellow, under 9s MD. So I presume MD is going to be the top set for this age group. And then these two are going to be teams below that. It's likely that organisations like this have multiple teams and multiple skill sets in each team. And there's obviously a hierarchy of teams. They may still play in the same league. They may not. There may be different divisions, etc. So that's something that you got to look at before going into things. Now we need to find out who to contact to get in touch to get any more information that we might need to get before we start. So we need to have information on our age group, training times, if they take on newbies. Obviously we are doing this as an example as a new goalie starting out. Going to need to know what price registration is, like we found out, and then we need to contact someone within that organisation to state our interest in joining and get more information on how we can start that process. Now, here we have a selection of emails that we can contact. So it would be a case of going through these emails and finding out who is going to be relevant to your age group or your experience level, whatever you're trying to do. and let's say Ryan Ramsey, player and coach development, we could contact him and state that we are a new goalie and we're looking to start at under 9 level. Would there be a potential spot there? Failing that, we could go to the president or vice president or a registrar, which can all point us in the best place to go and give us more information that we need to know. Another way that we can find out about club information is on Facebook. So, for example, here we have Kirkcaldy Ice Hockey Club, which is actually the junior system that I played all my junior hockey in, from age group under 10s all the way up, all the way through until I left to go to Solway. So right off the bat, we have a web page that we can click on to find out some more information. Here we go. And then we can go right into teams, learn to play under 10s, under 12s, so on and so forth. Where it is on a map, exactly where to go. We've got email for a secretary that we can get in contact with. So we know from this, we know exactly what age groups there are available and that there's a learn to play available. We know that they play out of Fife Ice Arena. We know exactly where that is. And we've got an email that we can contact to get more information. So let's do that. So emailing a club to register interest and get some more information. Subject, it's something along the lines of new goalie looking to start out. So then they know exactly what we're wanting right off the bat. So we want to have some sort of friendly opening to establish things in a friendly manner, obviously. So let's just say something along the lines of, hope this finds you well. My name is Joe Blogs. My son is 9 years of age and is looking to start playing ice hockey as a goalie. Would you be able to give me some information regarding how we can get started and what team he would qualify for? Could you give me a price for registration and training fees? Because obviously we have to pay to rent the ice for training. And then we could go on and ask, would it be learn to play and when would the learn to play train? So we could do, if he would be learn to play, when would they train, play games? And in these sort of emails, it's always good to ask, probably towards the start, if there is a spot available. We are interested to find out if there would be a space available as a new goalie. And then you could leave a number or whatever else for them to get back to you. Ask it all the questions you want and get obviously as much information as you ask, and then from there you can take things forward. So that's just an example of an email if you are a beginner goalie or your son or daughter is a beginner goalie. But if you are an experienced goalie, you would put in there your experience level, the previous teams that you've played for, obviously your age, blah blah blah. Straight to the point, tell them who you are, tell them why you want to play, ask them all the questions you need to ask them and get the information that you need to get, and then take it from there. So that's beginner teams covered. Let's have a look and let's see, okay, I'm an adult beer league player who's moved somewhere, let's say Minden again, and we're trying to find a new team. So then we would just go beer league hockey teams in Minden, Ontario. Obviously nowadays Google is your best friend, you can find anything on Google, so it's not really too complicated to find teams near. Halliburton Sunday Night Men's League. Competitive hockey in the Highlands for over 30 years, all skill levels, welcome ages 18 plus. So here we go, we can get in contact with this page to see if there's an option to join and play in the Sunday Night Men's League. One way that we can also find teams based on location would be to go over to Google Maps, ice rink in, let's say, near Minden. So we've got here the LaRue Arena. So from there we can have a look at the information we can get from that. Knowing where the rinks are, obviously we can go to the rink and there's going to be a great place to find out information on any teams that play there and any opportunities that we might get there. So if we were just 5 minutes down the road here, we could drive here and we can check out inside. There's probably posters, there's probably people that you can speak to and get a good understanding of what opportunities might be there, what teams play there, and from there we can obviously see what options we have. Now, another way that we can find out about clubs is obviously through word of mouth. So if you know someone in the area that plays hockey, is maybe a similar level to you, or even if they just know about teams that you might qualify for or be interested in playing in, speak to people, see what they know. You can find out a lot of information from people just generally that are in the ice hockey space. They might be able to give you information on who to contact, where to go, what teams are available, etc, which obviously gives you a bigger picture of what's going on. So generally nowadays it's pretty easy, obviously with the internet, with Google, with Facebook, to find clubs. It's pretty self-explanatory what you need to do, what you need to search for in order to get the right results. It's just a case of sifting through the results and looking for what you need to find out. Obviously where teams play, what age groups there are, what experience levels, if there's going to be spots, if it's going to be tryouts, contact details, when did they train, when did they play, how much is registration fees going to be, training fees, etc. So as for if you are an established goalie and you're looking for a new opportunity, elite prospects could be a big help in finding teams in certain leagues. So for example, let's say that we are an Italian under-19s goalie. So we can come down here, Junior League under-19s in Italy. From there we can have a look at all the teams that are in that league. We can have a look at the standings. We could even click into these teams and see the rosters. So for example, on this team there is already 6 goalies signed, so we would probably not want to sign here. So we can go back, have a look at other teams in the league, see if there's any spots available. We can also get information on coaches, so we've got our head coach here and assistant coach. And then from there, if we seem to have found a team that looks like we might have an opportunity on and we might be interested in joining, we could then go from there and do the steps that we've already covered in this video to find out more information on where they play, when they train, if there are any opportunities, registration, etc. Elite Prospects is a great tool because it's got all the databases for all the leagues in pretty much every nation. So wherever you are, there's probably going to be great information on this website for any teams that are near to you or that you're interested in joining. Obviously we're talking about being an established goalie. From there I would be contacting coaches or GMs. Obviously through the methods that we've covered on this video, we could even go as far as contacting an agent if it's going to be more an important move, seeing what they can generate for you. Because sometimes agents have established relationships with teams and they have a bit more sway, so they can almost get your foot in the door into certain teams. Again, knowing players on these teams or in these leagues is a big factor as well, and having relationships with people involved in these teams or that have been involved in these teams in the past is going to get you a bit more sway when it comes to getting your name in there and getting the team interested in you. Once you've found a club, you're going to be playing in games, and hydration is a massive factor in our on-ice performance. Click the video on screen to learn exactly how you should be hydrating for a game.